Please don't poop on me.
We're in Etowah, the Etowah Mounds in Georgia. Etowah is really interesting. Its major features are the 3 main platform mounds and the 3 lesser conical mounds, but there were once over 140 structures on the site. This is a beautifully preserved Mississippian site that was the seat of power in this region from about 1000 AD to around 1400 AD, if I recall. This is a spectacular little plaza with 3 gigantic mounds on it, and some just spectacular artifacts were uncovered here. 2 uncovered at this mound to my left here, we call Mound C. 2 marble figures weighing 125 pounds each, that still have their decorative paint on them, that really show us what these folks wore for clothes and what they used for ornamentation. And also, interestingly enough, the marble figures also give evidence of some kind of warfare, because they were intentionally broken, perhaps by invading tribes or competing ideologies, as this Mound C was a religious center, and the marble figures tend to represent deities or kings. The destruction of those marble figures could have meant the destruction of an empire. Etowah saw a lot of war. This was kind of a frontier town on the edge of the territories controlled by Alabama's nearby Mississippi and Moundville complex, and Etowah was always fighting off invaders from that region. For the first few hundred years, this town, Etowah, was a rather peaceful community. They built the mounds from the dirt they excavated from a large, long moat that surrounded the town, which served as some kind of barrier. But around 300 years after the town was built, things got more serious, because we see the evidence of heavy fortification. Wooden walls were constructed, defenses, barricades, and the like. So something changed. As politics and power in the area reached high tension and continued conflict, it necessitated a very sophisticated fortification system of an outer band of trees designed to slow down invaders and prevent arrows from being shot through the air, a 10-foot deep moat, and palisaded walls, as well as regularly spaced guard towers for archers to provide defense. Despite all the warfare going on, the Etowah people had time to develop sophisticated artworks, which probably lent to the survival of the town and its favor in the region for its reputation as a settlement of fine artisans and craftspeople. Their ornamental copper plates are truly a sight to behold. Also, I should say, Etowah, this is one of the few places where the name is actually similar to what it was actually called. Instead of like the Pinson Mounds, which are named for the white guy who found it, or the Oxford Mounds for the town it was near. Etowah comes from Etowah, Cherokee name, which was what the Cherokee called this place when they discovered it. And that's of important note. We should remember that all these places we're visiting are the people who preceded the native tribes that we're aware of today, the tribes that we encountered, our ancestors encountered, when they came to conquer this land and steal it from them. And also, a fun little thing I noticed after checking out this footage is the still preserved fishing dam in the river just behind the mounds. Check it out. See those rocks formed in the shape of a V? Those were kind of guide rails, of course much taller to the point of protruding out of the water at the time of their use, which herded fish towards the smallest point at the tip of the V, where fishermen stood waiting silently with nets, grabbing piles and piles of fish as they were slowed down by trying to cram through the small opening. This is an ingenious method to gather a large supply of food out of a low effort, and is an example of how Native Americans developed smart ways to expend less energy on procuring food, and thusly having more time and energy spent to develop art, science, and culture. It was like a Mississippian fast food restaurant. we are at the profoundly depressing Leaky Mounds site. Again, progress begs the question. What do we need? What do we not need? What improves our quality of life? What sustains our quality of life? And what is just needless dressing? What is a paltry vinaigrette in the modern American experience? Because we're standing in what was a fantastic early woodland site, a mound city built around 300 BC, of which nothing is left, and it was torn down to make fill for this road you see to my left. And what is more important? A mound site, a mysterious, religious, spiritual, ceremonial place for contemplation, introspection, reflection upon the past, or for us to park our puppy-themed Hummers, to store our gas-guzzling vehicles that contribute nothing to our society but for the usage and exploitation of natural resources and for the replacement of male's lack of a member. We're standing next to a noisy freeway. There's trash and graffiti everywhere, run down, abandoned industrial warehouses, all where once stood a Hopewellian trading center. Basically, the central post, the linkage, the town that was the link between the South and the Midwest. As evidence points it to have many trading goods from all different regions that all came here first before they went off to nobles and rulers in various cities such as Etowah, Mountainville, and Cahokia. Excavations in this area of Georgia around Leakey, Etowah, and the surrounding hills have uncovered amazing artifacts. Among them, a stone bowl, a massive stone bowl, nearly 10,000 years old. Not a clay pot, ladies and gentlemen, not something that was made out of mud and shaped and forged in fire, something that was meticulously tooled out of a single piece of stone. And that clashes with really our understanding of what the Proto-Indian, what the prehistoric peoples did, what their skill level was and how they crafted things. There's so much mystery at these sites, so much we don't understand and will never understand. And it's important. It's important for us to visit these sites, to preserve them and understand them, because our past informs our present and predicts our future.